What is up, everybody? Erica Lindsay Ayala here. I am actually watching live the Blow the Whistle on Racism. Let me see if I can get this screen share for you. But Blow the Whistle on Racism is a really cool event that's happening right now on YouTube. So go check out Unlearn with Us on YouTube if you are watching this free, or watching this live, excuse me, and free. But if you're watching this live, go check that out. And I actually will be joining their broadcast at 3 p.m. So 3 p.m. Eastern time, 3:10 technically. So in a little less than an hour, I'm going to be joining Blow the Whistle on Racism to talk about my experiences in hockey. But for right now, I am doing my first ever unboxing. I got a few things in the mail today. So feeling super cool. But I got a few things in the mail today, and I'm going to show off one of them. I have a pretty good idea of what it is, but I wanted to kind of get everyone into the game. So before I do this unboxing, I already blocked out my address because, nobody needs to be coming through the hood, even though the hood's got me. Let me tweet out that I'm doing this. Got a special delivery today and opening it live on Twitch. So I'm still kind of learning Twitch, and I am learning the capabilities for Twitch and whatnot. I use it when I am a broadcaster for the National Women's Hockey League, which is super cool. But now I kind of want to use it for my own stuff. Why the heck not? Why the heck not? So I'm going to make sure people know that they can find me right now on Founding for Pod. I'm going to make sure people know that they can find me right now on Founding for Pod. You can hear me. There it is. So we're going to turn that down and put out this link, and then I will do the unboxing. So here we go. Without further ado, let's open this box. So it came from Woodinville, Washington. I have no idea where that is, but it's Washington State. All right, so I didn't open this part of the box live because that could be dangerous, But when I opened the initial box, boom. Do you see that? Do we see that? Seattle Kraken team store. What? Crazy. So this is what came today for me. And when I open this box here, like this, unboxings are hard. People do this regularly. And then we get some pretty cool stuff on the inside. It's Black Girl Hockey Club. Got the mission, Black Girl Hockey Club. About the founder, in case you don't know, founded by Renee Hess. If you can see that. And then, a bunch of information about the scholarship. But there's this Seattle Kraken. It's got the Seattle Kraken logo on there as well. So here we go. I'm going to read this quickly. To prevent exclusion in hockey based on race, gender, sexuality, or ability in the face of institutional racism, financial gatekeeping, and program access. The Black Girl Hockey Club provides education, scholarship opportunities, and community spaces that will give Black women access to hockey. Programs such as live game meetups, educational panels on diversity and inclusion, as well as film screenings and discussions about Black hockey history are just some of the ways that Black Girl Hockey Club interacts with the community. Our goal is to make sure that hockey is truly for everyone. We connect with the Black Girl Hockey Club community through our website, newsletter, and social media, which is all laid out right there. Let me get my fingers out of Renee Hess's face. But okay, so Black Girl Hockey Club. Again, this information is about the Black Girl Hockey Club scholarship, but it's got the Kraken on this side. It's got the Kraken logo on it. Seattle Kraken. For those who don't know, I've done some writing for the Seattle Kraken. The first story that I wrote was about Willie O'Ree. Second handful of stories were about Kwame Mason. And then I did some of the stories actually on the day that they released the Kraken. I got to write some stories for Seattle there. And then the most recent story that I wrote for the Seattle Kraken was about the Colored Hockey League. And so you can go check that out on Seattle Kraken, their site. But so after getting through these pamphlets and learning more about the Black Girl Hockey Club scholarship, Renee Hess just met one of the recipients. This recipient was all the way in Kenya. So Renee was up at like 5 a.m. along with some others to meet the scholarship recipient. I am a patron of Black Girl Hockey Club. I also have hosted some of their events. So I am all about Black Girl Hockey Club. I think I have right on my desk one of the original Black Girl Hockey Club pins. Why is this? I'm trying to get this to focus a little bit better. Doesn't seem to want to do that. Anyway, you get the gist. Big fan of Black Girl Hockey Club and becoming a fan of the Seattle Kraken. But now I don't have to choose because I received one of the beanies. I understand these things sold out. I love this. I like lavender or pink. I've been trying to find that prom picture for everyone. I haven't found it yet, but I've been looking. For those who listened to me on the NWHL broadcast, I had a lavender and pink prom dress that matched the purple posts from this season. But now I would call this this is more of a beanie. It's not really a scully cap. Scully cap is a little bit more particular. This one is knitted, but I know some people call this, there's all kinds of different names, but I call this a beanie or a scully cap. You can see that it's got Seattle Kraken and Black Girl Hockey Club. So, and then a nice tag here with both logos as well. So this came in the mail today. Thank you so much to Black Girl Hockey Club and of course the Seattle Kraken. I understand that these sold out like instantaneously. They were only available at the Seattle Kraken team store, but I got it delivered to New York today. And I'm super excited to rock this. It's been super cold in New York lately. So now I have my Seattle Kraken beanie or scully cap. For those who maybe joined a little bit later, I have mentioned that I'm also watching this live right now. This is Blow the Whistle on Racism, the Blow the Whistle on Racism launch. Someone that I actually interviewed for my story on the Colored Hockey League, Bob Dawson, is part of this launch. There are students that are interviewing people throughout the hockey community about making hockey an inclusive space. So let's listen in quickly to what we have here for a little bit.
Non-hockey player to join us.
Okay.
However,
actually, I'm not a hockey player, so I'll be joining later. But this is Rebecca. She is part of the program that's putting the students in touch with those of us in the hockey community.
So we asked her, this may be a good opportunity to get involved and do some learning and some interviewing before she jumps into her project. So Ava, I'm going to pass it over to you. So actually, before I do that, Jean-Marie is from Black History Ottawa, which
Very cool.
is one of our organizations that our challenge is suggesting that if you take part in our challenge, that you learn more about this organization as well.
So as you can hear from that, this challenge, Blow the Whistle on Racism, is directed at the hockey community, and Black Hockey Ottawa is one of the organizations, as Rebecca Chambers mentioned, that the event is hoping people will learn more about. And I actually learned about Black Hockey Ottawa through the work and the writing that I did for the Colored Hockey League for the Seattle Kraken, who again sent me this from their team store. So this is all kind of intertwined. I didn't really plan it that way, but I love a strong crossover, as some of you know. But Black Ottawa and a few other organizations in Canada have really been sharing the history of the Colored Hockey League. I'm going to try and see if I can find that article just in case anyone has not come across it. But so they have been preserving the history of the Colored Hockey League. And it was because of the work of these types of organizations in Canada that the Fossey brothers were able to then get some research. And so what I loved, and I'll do the split screen here in a minute, but what I loved in doing the research for this story on the Colored Hockey League is that I learned that the Fossey brothers, historians, they were actually doing research on the Underground Railroad in the United States, and particularly in New York, which I'm from New York. And in their history of Long Island, New York in particular, they learned about a connection between Long Island and Nova Scotia in Canada. And they learned that, and actually they're showing, let me see if I can do this real quick. They just showed the book for the Fossey brothers, but they in their research for the Underground Railroad, which I love that this gentleman has Harriet Tubman right under Willie O'Ree. I'm going to have to listen back to this because I feel like we might be talking about the same thing right now. But in doing that history, learning about that history, they found that a lot of freedmen, there is a direct lineage between the freedmen of that area of Long Island in New York to Nova Scotia. And the players in the Colored Hockey League, they were the sons or grandsons of those freedmen who came from New York. And that was the first organized professional hockey league in Canada. And it was all Black players. And so, I just love history. I love Black history. And this is fantastic. This is, absolutely fantastic. I am so glad that I was able to write this story. So now I'm going to try and see if I can get this story up for you. But Blow the Whistle on Racism is the event that's happening right now. Highly recommend you check it out. You can follow the hashtag on social media. But also read my story on Colored Hockey League. And another connection that's great is for my story for the Seattle Kraken, which I'm going to pull up here right now. For my story for the Seattle Kraken, I interviewed Bob Dawson. And Bob Dawson is part of the group that is hosting Blow the Whistle and Racism. Bob Dawson didn't know anything about the Colored Hockey League until the Fosties book came out. The Fosties book came out, and then he started learning about the history. And now he and the Fosties write about the Colored Hockey League. And so I was able to interview, and let me pull this up big screen for you, but I was able to interview Bob Dawson, historian, and talk about the Colored Hockey League of the Maritimes. And this is the article. You can check it out on Seattle Kraken. Again, Seattle sent me their beanie. Oh, my phone is ringing. I'll get to that later. They sent me their beanie. So I'm really excited to be able to rock that. But writing about the Colored Hockey League, and then what I really appreciated in hearing from Bob Dawson is he then talked about the history of the International Decade of People of African Descent. And this is something that the UN is actually putting on. And Bob Dawson really is calling for all of hockey to take on this pledge that the UN has done. And he feels that by embracing what is being known as the International Decade for People of African Descent, and that decade is almost over. We're at the end of the 10 years. By taking that on, the NHL or the hockey community really can make manifest the slogan, hockey is for everyone. So this was a really interesting piece of history that I didn't know about, or a push for equity and to talk about the impacts of racism that I'd never heard of before. And another thing that Bob Dawson says, and I thought it was so great that I wanted to end the piece with it, but he says, I think for me, for them to do the league justice, wouldn't it be nice to have a trophy or a plaque or something honoring the Colored Hockey League for its contributions? And what I know about hockey is that naming trophies after people in the sport is kind of a big deal. And I thought this was fantastic. I know that the CWHL did this. They have the Angela James Bowl. I believe it's for the highest point scorer, which makes a lot of sense if you know anything about Angela James. And wouldn't that be a great way to every year, if it's the NHL or somewhere else, that there is this constant recognition of the pioneering spirit of the Colored Hockey League of the Maritimes? I love that. I don't know if the Hockey Hall of Fame is thinking of doing something like that. I would love to see a group like the NHL do something like that. So I did this unboxing, and it was also a way for me to talk about all of this hockey history coming together. And that's the great thing. Like, history always repeats itself. And there are people like Bob Dawson. There are groups like the Black Girl Hockey Club. And there are organizations like the Seattle Kraken that are bringing those pieces of history and those pockets of people really fighting for equity together. Another thing I got in the mail today actually was this hoodie. Hockey Culture is the web series that Anson Carter hosts on NBC Sports. I was lucky enough to be on that with Blake Bolden, Soroya Tinker, and then Catherine Tappan was also there co-hosting with Anson. So cool. Fantastic experience. And we talked about Black women in hockey. That was for the lead up to what would have been the NWHL on NBC. Didn't happen because the NWHL season was suspended because of COVID. But the cool thing is that the PWHPA is set to be on NBC next month as the Dream Gap Tour heads to Chicago. So lots of different things going on here, but I'm super thankful. This thing is pretty. Can I get it over my I got it over my headphones. Look at that. This thing stretches. I dig it. I dig it. Hold on. I have serious hat hair. You know what else it's good for is my hair is short right now, but sometimes you get a hat that you like and you have a different hairstyle and it just doesn't work. I feel like this is going to give me options. So I respect that. I appreciate it. What up, Mike Murphy, the stats man? Yeah, this is pretty sweet. These things went like hotcakes, as they should. Proceeds for these hats went to Black Girl Hockey Club Scholarship, which again, all of that information came in the packet that the Seattle Kraken sent to me. Fantastic. Look at this. Boom, 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 boom. So if you're not already donating to Black Girl Hockey Club, highly recommend you do that. Like I said, I'm a patron, so monthly, anything that I get from my Patreon, I give some of that directly to Black Girl Hockey Club. So that's another, you can join my Patreon posse too. I also help out with Mike and his stats. I'm a patron of his as well. So that's a way you can do that. You can give directly to the scholarship. You can buy things either that Seattle or other people are doing where they have proceeds going to Black Girl Hockey Club. As I mentioned earlier in the stream, Black Girl Hockey Club just gave a scholarship to an athlete in Kenya. In Kenya, this is worldwide things. We doing worldwide things. It says right here, awards have ranged from $500 to $5,000. So really trying to create equity in the sport here in Harlem. Unfortunately, there's a lot of news going around about ice hockey in Harlem losing their ice. There's some politics involved as usual, but I think what the important thing is that a lot of these programs are dependent on big funders to offer ice time or to pay for facilities. What I love about Black Girl Hockey Club and their model is that they are creating their own thing and finding ways where they can plug gaps until they can be completely filled. And so I don't know what's going to happen with ice hockey in Harlem. I have to do a little bit more research on that. But I think that there is something to say about the social enterprise model. And that's why this partnership with Seattle Kraken, there are a lot of other ones as well, but obviously this is the one I'm talking about today. The social enterprise model where you are selling goods and then that money, the proceeds go directly back to a service, in this case, the Black Girl Hockey Club Scholarship. I really like those types of models. So as I mentioned, Blow the Whistle on Racism is the event happening right now. I'm going to be on that stream at 3:10 p.m. So I'm going to have to fix. Now I've got Black Girl Hockey Club hat hair. I'm totally fine with it, but I've got to fix all of that, get ready for the stream. Let me pull this up again in case you didn't check it out. This is Blow the Whistle on Racism. Let me make it bigger over here. It's and it's the launch of this event that's happening. Rebecca Chambers has invited me to speak. The way that it will work is that students from the Rise Academy will be interviewing prominent people in the hockey space and or people who speak about eradicating, eliminating, ending racism. And it's a really cool program. I've worked with them before. Actually, it was on with Renee Hess. And I believe it was Soroya. Again, you keep running in the same circles. It's kind of cool. But so I will be on that at 3:10 p.m. Make sure you check it out. If you're watching this live, head to Blow the Whistle on Racism. You can find the hashtag on social media. If you're watching this on replay, you can let me point. Here we go. Up here somewhere, I'll put the link so you can watch the recorded event. And thank you for those who support Black Girl Hockey Club, those that support my work. Mike Murphy here, Her Hockey Counts. Check that out. We really have to create this community and be intentional about how we not only welcome people into the space, but how we honor people that have already been in this space. And that's why I was really excited to write about the Colored Hockey League. I'm excited to continue learning more about the Colored Hockey League. I was excited that Anson Carter invited me onto Hockey Culture, where I got to also speak with Catherine Tappan and Soroya and Blake. These conversations are ongoing. I know there's amazing things happening with the Willie documentary. So there's a lot going. There's no excuses to not be plugged in for Black hockey history, not only for this month, but for the entire year. There are people that work tirelessly to put out this history, and it is on us to make sure that it is shared for posterity. All right. I'm going to get ready for the stream. Hope to see you on there. 3:10 p.m. Blow the whistle on racism. I will be being interviewed by one of the Rise Academy students, and it should be a good time. I agree with you, Mike. Yes, these are super important conversations, and I'm just very thankful and truly humbled and honored to be a part of them, and really thankful for the work that you do, Mike. Remember, Her Hockey Counts. Also a patron there. If you support my work, you also support Mike's work. If you support my work, you also support Black Girl Hockey Club work, because I do give a percentage of what comes in through my Patreon back to organizations that help me do my work. And Mike Murphy is at the top of that list. So make sure you're following Mike. He does great work. Any gifts that I used in the last several years are his. So he is a true credit to the hockey community. But thank you all. Check out Founding 4 Pod. Make sure you hit notifications if you're watching this on Twitch. I will be doing more streams here. I do this through StreamYard because I can do I like doing like the little simulcast. That's Rebecca Chambers from Rise Academy talking now. I can do all kinds of cool stuff. I'm still learning how to produce. But all right, everyone, I will see you at 3:10 p.m. Blow the whistle on racism. Check out what Rise Academy is doing, and I will catch you on the flip side. Peace. Bye. Black Girl Hockey Club.